Hey everyone, it's Ro, and I'm back this week with my 6-month update on testosterone. I know that last month I was super happy to be 5 months on T, and 6 months is no different. It's still tripping me out a little bit that I'm half a year on testosterone. Again, this is something that I really never thought that I'd be able to do, that I'd have the courage enough within myself to do, let alone not destroying my entire life in the process. And so far, everything's been fine, really. Yeah, there have been a few setbacks as far as my family goes, and yeah, I'm still working in a retail environment where customers who have known me for a very long time are still misgendering me, but honestly, it's not that big a deal. I mean, it is, but it's not, yeah, it bugs me, but at the same time, I'm super duper happy, so whatever, and that's kind of one thing I did want to mention with this particular update. I know that I haven't mentioned too much lately about how I've been doing psychologically on testosterone, and that's because compared to how I was prior to being on testosterone, a whole lot of nothing is going on psychologically. Prior to being on testosterone, I had PMDD, the premenstrual something disorder, and basically what it meant was a week before my menstrual cycle, I went batshit fucking crazy. I had absolutely no control over my emotions. I was hysterical. I would laugh, cry, scream, every emotion in within 10-minute span, a really good example that I like to use that happened with me. I spent at least an hour and a half crying over a muffin. Just to give you that background story on the muffin, Amber ate my chocolate muffin. I had been saving my chocolate muffin for dessert or whatever it was, and I went into the kitchen and I was really excited. I had been looking forward to my chocolate muffin all day, and then I get in the kitchen and Amber had already eaten it, and she's always eaten my leftovers, and I got really upset. I screamed, I cursed, I cried. I shed tears over a muffin. That was my emotional state prior to being on T. And even without the PMDD, in general, it was very hard for me to control my emotions, and I would get very upset with myself because I knew that part of it was the estrogen that was flowing through my body, and the other part was just, I don't know, it just made me feel really dysphoric. All of my emotions just made me feel desperate and wrong and terrible about myself, and especially when I would act out and cry over muffins. It just made me feel so many different types of wrong. And the first thing emotionally that I noticed after being on testosterone was the quiet. My mind is very quiet, and I was honestly expecting the quiet to be a temporary thing, and thought that I was going to have some sort of temper tantrum or something to that effect because of the testosterone. And while some guys do have emotion issues and stuff, it's all genetics. The way that T will work in your body is really kind of unique to you because it's your own experience with you're the only one that has your genetic makeup. So when you add this substance to your body, you're going to get some similar results across the board, but everyone's experiences are going to be just a little bit different. And for me, the quiet really hasn't stopped. Part of the reason why it doesn't bug me that much to be misgendered is because I've always been a very easygoing sort of person, and T has just made that a lot easier for me. I'm just very chill, and I get upset, but I can very quickly calm down from being upset, and I'm a lot more rational, I think. I've been a lot more even-tempered since being on testosterone. I've been happier. Everything emotionally has been kind of great, so that's why I haven't mentioned that aspect of my transition as much lately, because everything has just been easy. As far as other changes, because this is an update video, new changes. I'm finally starting to notice a difference in my arm hair. So I was kind of bummed because I was already a naturally hairy sort of person anyways prior to starting T, and I want to say in the past, I think I might have mentioned in my 5-month update that I had noticed more leg hair, and that I have been noticing for a while. Just, new growth and just overall hairiness, and that's awesome. I didn't think I'd be as excited to be hairy, but surprisingly, yes, it does make me really happy to see more and more hair in all sorts of places, even on my butt. I like my butt hair. I've said it. I don't know if anyone else has ever said that, but I thoroughly enjoy my butt hair. And now that I'm starting to get arm hair, I'm also thoroughly enjoying that. I started noticing a little bit, like when I would take a shower and I would like dry off, and I would see the way that my hair would move around in the water on my arms, like closer to my wrist, like right here. And it started looking different than normal, and I'm starting to have hair creep in to this part of my hand as well, and it's just kind of getting a little darker, a little thicker. So that is something new that I have noticed. I still haven't had any like back hair. Now, if I'm being 100% honest, I did already have some back hair prior to being on testosterone. It wasn't like man back hair, where it was like clumps of hair on your shoulders and stuff. But again, I was just always a naturally hairy person, probably because I am Hispanic and we tend to be a little hairier. But I've always had like above my butt hair, and I mean, I've always had hair like in here, but it wasn't ever like the way my happy trail is now, like long man hair. So I haven't noticed that. I haven't noticed anything weird going on with like my back or anything. My happy trail is a little bit more pronounced, which is nice. Not so much like on like my chest tummy, like I still have little baby hairs like on my chest and on my tummy, but below the belly button, it's like longer and thicker, and there's just more of it, and it completely connects from there to like my pubic hair. So that is new. And something that I've also noticed with my body fat redistribution is that it's in full effect. So I've been having the whole like beer belly issue for a while. All of my fat is just migrating to one central area. So prior to being on T, when I gained weight, it was kind of all over my body and rarely in my stomach. If I noticed as big a belly as I have now on my body prior to testosterone, that meant that the rest of me was already like big, because I've yo-yoed in my weight my whole life, so I know what I look like skinny, and I know what I look like fat, and I know the gradual changes in between. So for me to have a big a belly as I do now, which honestly is not huge, but for me it's big, that would mean that I would be fatter everywhere else. But honestly, my face is thinning out, my arms have a lot less fat on them, my legs feel a lot skinnier, I'm losing some of my ass, which is great. I'm losing some of the fat around like the outside of my thighs, and it's like what I used to call like my saddlebags. Those are all kind of moving around and they're not quite there anymore. And then I was in the mirror earlier today and I was like, wow, my whole life I've been told that I have really wide hips, but I'm looking at my hips and they're really not that big. And then Amber kind of chimed in and was like, no, that's new. You did used to have really wide hips. I used to be able to run my hand on your side when you're laying down and it would feel, she said it was like that, and now it's not like that anymore. And she has a point. I mean, I even looked back at some of my old pictures from prior to being on testosterone, and my hips have gotten a lot less noticeable. It's interesting to see, like, I'm just squaring out a little bit more, my shoulders, I've gotten stronger. I've been absent out of the gym for a while now, and I've just been getting strong for no reason. Like, all I really do is I do pull-ups, and again, that's another T thing. So before T, I really couldn't do pull-ups. Physical strength, upper body strength was never something that was really drilled into my head, being socialized female, and usually in school, whenever it would come time to do pull-ups or dips or any sort of stuff like that, the coaches would always make sure the guys did it. But if you were a girl and you went up there, they'd be like, just pretend to try. Oh, you can do it, no big deal. So I hadn't done a pull-up in my life ever until October this year, September. And I went from being able to do 1 jumping to now I can do 4 at a time, and I try to do as many of them as I can during the day, so I try to average out between 12 and 20 something pull-ups a day. So that's really the only exercise that I've been doing lately. but I am getting stronger and more muscular, and my arms feel different, so that's cool. And as far as everything else in my life update, Happy New Year, everyone. And we're moving in March, so I'm going to try to keep my videos regular, but we're going to be really busy coming up in the next couple of months, because we're going to be having to look for a house. We live in an apartment currently, and I'm sure you've seen all the cameos that my pets have made. I have quite a few, and we need a backyard. They need a backyard, we need the space for it, so we're going to be house hunting and doing a lot of stuff like that too. I might even take you guys with me. Let me know in the comments if you guys would want to just come along to some of the house hunting we'll be doing. But yeah, I mean, everything really honestly has been doing really well. I've been doing well on TV. Everything's been great in my life, honestly. Aside from, just the regular average Joe struggles of life. Everything's been great. Okay, so I almost forgot. I have to do a voice comparison. So I'm going to go ahead and insert that in here now.
Hi, this is Ro from YouTube, and I know I don't talk a lot in my videos, so I decided to do a talking only video.
Hi, my name is Ro, and this is my YouTube channel. Hi everybody, this is Ro, and I have the house to myself for a little while, so I wanted to go ahead and make just a quick update. Alright, so I hit my, fucking shit, okay. Alright, so I hit my 3-month mark on testosterone Monday, and today is Wednesday, so I just wanted to do a quick voice update for 3 months, and yeah. And this is my voice 4 months on testosterone. Hey everyone, it's Ro, and this is my 5-month on T update. And this is my voice 6 months on testosterone.
But yeah, so I just wanted to make this update. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed my video, please like or comment below, and subscribe if you haven't already. Alright, thank you guys, and you'll see me again next week.